Do not feel guilty for doing something for yourself. You have to take care of yourself before you can take care of others. And feeling like you have to help someone, take care of someone, be responsible for somebody else's actions is completely normal. Everybody feels like that. However, you don't need to carry that weight. You do not need to carry that burden on yourself, because you can only help someone as much as they are wanting to be helped. It's like the saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink. I know that that's not the right saying, but it's basically giving the information of giving the gist that you can give somebody all the resources that they want, and you can literally give it to them right in front of them, but it's their choice to use it. And it's not your fault if they don't, because depending on the type of person you are, you could be somebody who is very sympathetic, empathetic, who wants to give and support the people that they love and give them the resources. But you can't force somebody to want something they don't want. And that is the hardest thing. And especially when you feel like it's a responsibility to help them. Because some people get the motivation to do things around certain people, and that is fine. That's completely fine. But then when you leave that they do not want to do anything for themselves from the same way that they would do it with you, that can be a really heavy burden. It's your responsibility to take care of them, that it's you who needs to not save them, but try to have their own best interest for themselves. But that's not your job. You can only teach someone as much as they are willing to learn. And that is probably one of the hardest things to accept, because you might really love somebody. You might really want the best for another person. But at times, you can only do so much. You can't overextend yourself and have that burden, because that's heavy. That's a really heavy thing to hold on your heart, and to feel like you have that responsibility, but it's not yours. And depending upon that person's age and depending upon who they are, that's on them. I'm really sorry to say that, but you cannot hold on to something that is so deep, and that because you love them and you want the best for them, and that you can see it from your perspective, blank and blank would be the best. But maybe for them, that lifestyle is not maintainable. And that's not to say that they might not learn, but they're going to do what they're going to do with or without you. And so try not to hold on to something so tight. And it's hard, because sometimes people's actions are not a consequence, but can affect you in the long term. But when you're not there with them, they're gonna do them. But when you are with them, they're gonna be with you, and you can try your best. But I just want you to know, at the end of the day, depending on their age, they're adults, and they're going to do what they're going to do. And there's nothing wrong with that, because they are out of your control, really, is what it stems down to, and comes down to. And you just have to let it go and try to support them and try to be there for them. And you love them so much, and you really care about them a lot. And You want them to be in your life for as long as possible. And maybe the way that they're living is not the most ideal way that you would want to live, but maybe the way that they live is how they get by and how they get through the hard times. And that maybe when you're with them, you give them that extra energy to do that thing to take care of themselves. And maybe you're the reason why they're living so long. And that maybe just thinking about seeing you again is what helps them to take care of themselves when they do, and gives them the discipline to say yes to things that they normally wouldn't. And that maybe just your presence being with them and giving them the love and support that you do is really what helps them get through the day and get through the weeks and the months and the years. And you might not know it, but maybe that's what they think is the best for them. Maybe you are what's best for them, and they just not that they don't see that, but maybe it's just the way of life, and people are going to be people, and they're going to do what they're going to do. And it just has to come down to you letting go and trying to be there when they want you to be there, and supporting them from afar. And that you should know that you have the best intentions for other people, and that they know that. And sometimes the best thing that you can do for those other people is support them from afar. And there's nothing wrong with that. And sometimes you'll be able to support them up close, and sometimes afar, and sometimes through the phone. And maybe that's the best thing that they need for themselves. Food for thought.